Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC Digital Library. Most of you were asking when I'm going to upload a video on how to write answer in UPSC mains. I know studying is one part of your preparation and at the same time practicing the answers for UPSC mains is another important aspect. हम तैयारी तो बहुत अच्छे से करते हैं, हमको फैक्ट्स भी सारे याद हो जाते हैं, हमको क्रोनोलॉजी भी पता चल जाती है, हमारे कंसेप्ट्स भी क्लियर हो जाते हैं, मगर हमारे नंबर मेंस में कम आ जाते हैं। या कई लोगों को ये डर होगा कि हमको क्वेश्चन पूछ क्या रहा है वही समझ में नहीं आ रहा। मोस्ट ऑफ यू माइट बी हैविंग दिस क्वेश्चन दैट एक्चुअली व्हाट इज द डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन आस्किंग अस टू राइट। नाउ लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल इन अ क्वेश्चन इट कम्स अबाउट जीएसटी, goods and service tax. So what most of the aspirants they do is whatever notes they have prepared about GST they will start writing that, whereas question might have been only towards one perspective of the GST. मतलब जीएसटी के किसी एक पहलू पर सवाल पूछा गया था और उन्होंने पूरे जीएसटी के ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी कहानी लिख दी, which is not required. And that is why it will happen that you will give your best but still you will get less marks. I know most of you might have heard various keywords while observing the UPSC mains questions, such as critically analyze, critically examine, क्रिटिकली कमेंट, इवैल्यूएट, इल्यूसिडेट, कंपेयर। ये सारे वो शब्द हैं जो आपको यूपीएससी मेंस के सवाल में दिखाई देते होंगे। तो क्या इन सब का एक ही मतलब है? ये किसी एक स्टेटमेंट के साथ अगर ये अलग अलग शब्द आ जाते हैं तो क्या क्वेश्चन की डिमांड अलग हो जाती है? वी आर गोइंग टू आंसर all these questions in this video. So let's get started. Now, very important thing is the mains answer writing. It's a slow process. It takes time to develop this art, but quitting is not going to speed it up. अगर आपको ये लग रहा है कि आपको कोई शॉर्टकट पता चल जाएगा मेंस आंसर राइटिंग का, तो आप बिल्कुल गलत सोच रहे हैं। मगर स्लो तो है ये प्रोसेस, मगर अगर आप हार मान लेंगे और सोचेंगे मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, तो वो आपसे कभी नहीं हो पाएगा। क्योंकि अगर आप क्विट करेंगे, anyways it is not going to speed up. Another important thing is understand that whenever you are studying something, don't just read it in a monotonous way. आप सिर्फ उसको पढ़े नहीं, जब भी आप कुछ पढ़ते हैं उसको समझे. Try to understand what, how and why you are reading it, what you are reading it, how is it related to the present era, what are the different fields which are interconnected. Probably you are studying something in geography, it might be somewhere linked to history. Maybe you are studying something in political science and it is somewhere linked to history. So you have to open your eyes in all dimensions. आपको सभी नजरिए से अपने सब्जेक्ट की तैयारी करनी है. आप ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आप इकोनॉमी पढ़ रहे हैं तो आपका फोकस सिर्फ इकोनॉमी पर होना चाहिए. You have to understand when you're studying economy, how is it going to have an impact on the rural life? How is it going to have an impact on the overall development of the nation? Is it somewhere related to the global economy? क्या ये एक global village को भी grow करने में help करेगा? You have to look at all the perspectives. Whenever you are reading any editorial, whenever you are trying to study something, it is not that whatever is written is absolute. No, you are going to be an administrator. There might be some loopholes, there might be some drawbacks. You have to appreciate the positive things what come over there, and you have to find the mistakes, or you have to find the shortcomings, and you have to find your own opinions, your own ideas. That is why whenever you see any problem, you have to think over it and you have to find out a solution. Remember, the world is already full of prayers. सभी लोग तो यूपीएससी के कई एग्जाम देंगे. Most of the people they would appear in the UPSC examination, but only those of them are going to crack the examination who have the zeal to change the world, who have the zeal to bring about a transformation in the society. If you will go in the exam, if you are going to write an answer, what you have studied, that may or may not bring out a change. You have to think creative. You have to think from different perspective. This is very important. Let's understand this first. ये क्या है? What is this? ये एक घोड़ी है. Now these horses are generally being used in marriages. All right. Now, what important thing you have to look here is these are the blinders. What you see over here on the side. इसकी घोड़ों की अगर आप आंख के बगल बगल में देखें तो ये ब्लाइंडर्स लगे हैं. ये इसलिए लगे हैं कि घोड़ा जब चले तो वो सिर्फ सीधा देखे, वो चारों तरफ की रोड के चारों तरफ की घास को ना देखे. इट इज बिकॉज इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम दिस हॉर्स टू कंप्लीट अ गोल. And when this horse is expected to complete a goal, it is expected that this horse will not get deviated. It is the same thing what you have to do in your answer writing. Whenever any question is being asked to you, whenever any question will be asked to you, you guys have to clearly understand what is the demand of the question. Sometimes it might be asked to you that what are the drawbacks in one such act which has been passed by the government, and you will look at the question in a hurry and you will write down the features of that act, and that answer will fetch you 0 marks. This is very very important. Understand this right now so that you avoid doing mistakes during your later stage. अभी आप इन गलतियों को समझ लें ताकि बाद में आप ये गलतियों को ना दोहराएं. Now I know you all will say that from today onwards we have got motivated and we are going to do the answer writing practice every day. Very good, you should do. Are you thinking to practice your answers in this kind of sheet, or let's say in a A4 blank sheet? I would say please don't do this. Please do not do this. I will tell you why. Now, this is the kind of answer sheet which you will get in your UPSC mains examination, and you have to write your answer in between this space. All right. अगर आप practice भी इसी में करेंगे, if you will practice in this kind of sheet, don't you think it will become easier for you to have an approximate idea of your word limit, of your time limit, and you will get the confidence of having that feeling of appearing in the UPSC mains examination before actually appearing in the mains examination. मतलब अगर आप ऐसी शीट्स में प्रैक्टिस करेंगे जिसमें आप लंबे लंबे आंसर्स ऐसे लिखते हैं, आप इसमें सपोज 15 वर्ड्स ईच लाइन में लिखते हैं, you write 15 words in each line, but later on when you will get the UPSC answer sheet to write in your mains exam, here the width is not much. You might be able to write only 10 words. So then your calculation will go wrong. You will not be able to assess how much time to give to each answer. You will not be able to calculate how many words you have written. So best what you can do is you should practice in these kind of answer sheets. Sir, where are we going to get such kind of answer sheets to practice? Well, you have two options. One is you can go to UPSC website and you can download such sheets, and then you have to take printout. Alternatively, see, printouts will cost you much money. Alternatively, I have shared one link in the description from the Amazon. I have gone through various resources. What you can do is you can purchase one such notebook. It will have roughly 200 to 400 pages, and I think it will last for 2 to 3 months. You can practice everyday questions in this. अगर आप practice ऐसी sheet में, now the link what I have shared, it will come with spiral binding, so you don't have to worry about the loose sheets. आपको अलग अलग sheets को संभालने की चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपको इस spiral binding में UPSC पैटर्न में एक sheet मिलेगी. You can go to the description of this video, you can go to Amazon, you can purchase that. I strongly recommend. आप और चीजों में पैसे खर्च करें ना करें, मैं तो शुरू से बोलता हूं, you read through PDFs instead of purchasing books. Save your money as far as possible. But if there is one thing on which you have to spend money, अगर कोई एक ऐसी चीज जिस पर आपको पैसा खर्च करना है, don't spend your money on coaching academies, don't spend your money much on paid test series, spend your money on this. This is going to help you a lot. Believe me, जब आप UPSC के मेंस एग्जाम में बैठेंगे उस समय आपको मेरी ये बात याद आएगी, and that time you can tell me whether it was really helpful or not. All right, so this will be helpful. Now let us understand the structure of the answer. One more request I would like to do to all of you. अगर आपने इस चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब so that you guys can get updates about the new videos that is being uploaded. Please like this video, share with your friends, and please comment on this video whether you liked this video or not, so that हमारा वीडियो ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंच सके, and UPSC Digital Library can help maximum aspirants who cannot afford coaching fees. अभी तक आप लोग यही आप लोगों को बाकी टॉपर्स के वीडियोस देखकर पता चला होगा, या बाकी कोचिंग अकेडमीज के वीडियो देख के यही आप लोगों को बताया होगा ना। आंसर के 3 सेक्शंस होते हैं, इंट्रोडक्शन, बॉडी, कंक्लूजन। इंट्रोडक्शन, बॉडी, वे हेड। एक बात बहुत ध्यान से सुनिए, आपको इसको रटना नहीं है। यू गाइज डोंट हैव टू मग इट अप। व्हाई? Because there might be one kind of question in which you have to give an introduction, body, and you might have to conclude. Let's say you guys have to write something about Battle of Plassey, so obviously there must have been some conclusion. That is fine. How can you write way ahead in a Battle of Plassey answer? You guys are understanding this point. Let's say something is being asked about an act, or something is being asked about a bill, or let's say something is being asked about a future डेवलपमेंट प्लान। इन दैट यू कैन गिव वे हेड। मतलब आप फ्यूचर की बात तो तब करोगे ना जब इन किसी चीज का इंपैक्ट फ्यूचर में होगा। लेट्स से इट्स अ फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन बीइंग आस्क्ड टू यू, you have to conclude. How can you give way ahead in that answer? So how you will come to know what you have to do? By reading the question very carefully. The sad part is the students do not read the question carefully. सर क्या आप कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स दे सकते हैं? कैन यू गिव अ फ्यू एग्जाम्पल्स along with some answers so that we can understand? Yes, let me give you a few examples. This is the first question which we are going to discuss today. Discuss to what extent has the urban planning and culture of the Indus Valley civilization provided inputs to the present day urbanization. Now, ये क्वेश्चन आपसे इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन को एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए नहीं बोल रहा है. This question is not asking you to explain the Indus Valley civilization. This question is asking you that there was urban planning in Indus Valley civilization. There was a beautiful culture in Indus Valley civilization. Through the culture and through the urban planning of Indus Valley civilization, can you discuss how it had provided inputs, how it had provided you valuable feedback to the present day urbanization? आज हम लोग urbanization की बात करते हैं. Today we talk about smart cities. All right. Today we talk about our urban. We talk about that in the rural places itself we are going to develop urban infrastructure so that we will try to mitigate on the urban migration towards the cities, all right, towards the urban centers. So what all you can learn from the Indus Valley civilizations, urban planning and culture? I hope this question is clear. When we say discuss, discuss is kind of a debate in which you guys have to mention whatever we have learned from Indus Valley civilization which we can implement in the present era, whatever wrong was being done in the past, from which those things which we should not implement in the present era. मतलब इसमें आपको पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव दोनों बताना है उस समय के अर्बन प्लानिंग और कल्चर से आज के अर्बनाइजेशन पे हम लोग क्या क्या फीडबैक इनपुट लेकर उसको कंस्ट्रक्ट करने में हेल्प मिल सकती है. लेट मी गिव यू अ फ्यू एग्जांपल्स. This is one such example written down by one of our student of UPSC Digital Library. Now look over here. Now the question was, what are the inputs? Question is being asked, हम अपने past से present में क्या सीख सकते हैं? What we can learn from the past towards the present. And here it has been written Indus Valley civilization. This is a description. This has been defined. Town planning was of this type, economic life was of this type. So see, here it is fine that make in India, it is somewhere related. But then out of 10, the structure of the answer is wrong. You guys have to understand. All right, this structure is wrong. So this candidate may get 0 or 1 marks out of 10. Believe me, this is not your university examination in which for filling up the copies you will get 7 to 8 marks out of 10. No, you will get 1 or maximum 2 marks out of 10 for this answer. All right, and that is why you will find that the UPSC toppers get 50 to 55% marks. Right, this is humanities. You don't get full marks in humanities. Understand this. Let's look at one more example. All right. To what extent the urban planning and culture had provided inputs? So Indus Valley civilization is a source to various things and it had provided us the input. All right. So this introduction is okay. Now over here again, if we see here also, the town planning is being compared to the present era. This is what we are looking for. You guys have to compare the past with the present. You guys have to give input. This is okay. Drainage system, again you guys have to compare with the present time. Okay. Jewelries with the present time. Okay. Use of citadel. All right. Okay. Understand here. Now, where is the conclusion? Where you guys have to have an introduction, you guys will have a body, and there must be some conclusion or way ahead depending upon the question. There's no fixed thing, कुछ fix नहीं कि conclusion की heading होनी चाहिए या way ahead होना चाहिए. It will depend upon the question. So in the end the answer could have come like, thus we can say that to various extent the urban planning had provided input to the present urbanization, whereas now you can criticize it little that what further could have been done. Whereas here this student has written that the level of culture and urbanization, the origin is from the Indus Valley civilization. Now this is a big blunder. How can you say that the present art and culture and the urbanization has come from the Indus Valley civilization? You all know that when Indus Valley civilization declined in 1750, after that Rig Vedic period started from 1500 BC. All right. In between, we don't know what exactly happened. Moreover, we have not deciphered the scripts of the Indus Valley civilization. So this is a vague point. So whenever you write something in which you're not sure, whenever you write a wrong fact, then it is viewed negatively. But still, considering the way the answer has been presented, though the conclusion is very abrupt and it is not up to the mark, this individual may get 3 to 4 marks out of 10. Hope this is clear. All right. Let us look at one more answer. Now here, whatever these things, whatever you're saying, here the name of the aspirant might be written, and I have removed that because we should never, I'm trying my level best not to mention the name of the aspirant. All right. We are trying to maintain the confidentiality. All right. Let's understand here. Indus Valley civilization has relevance to the present day. All right. The introduction is slightly okay. All right. Again, now nobody is asking for these facts. All right. Here it has to be discussed. You don't have to mention the name of these things. All right. And what is the meaning of at the Indus and its tributaries of mainly Harappan and Mohenjo-daro? So English is not up to the mark over here. All right. Now over here again, it has to be clearly been specified here. All right. It's fine that in the modern day also mud bricks are being used. But understand that mud bricks might be used right now. In the Indus Valley civilization, it was burned bricks. All right, it was burned bricks, not mud bricks. So this is the difference. Mud bricks were later on used during the later Vedic period. So your facts have to be correct. All right. Now, as far as these scripts are concerned, scripts we do not know. It has not been deciphered. All right. Again, here also we do not see very clear bifurcation of the relevance of the past to the present. Again, here we can say that the aspirant may get 4 out of 10 marks, or let's say 3 out of 10 marks. All right. So you guys have to, whatever point you are picking up from the Indus Valley civilization, show some relevance to the present time. I hope this point is clear. Let us have one more question. एक और क्वेश्चन देखते हैं और समझते हैं. Explain grassroots governance. Grassroots governance क्या है ये बताइए. You have to define, you have to explain this. To what extent is it reflected in the Indian governance system? So that means in the present constitution, do we have any law? Do we have any act? Do we have, where it is mentioned? You guys have to mention that. All right. Now, once it is mentioned in the constitution, once it is implemented, does the implementation serve the purpose? So this question has actually 3 sub questions. One is you have to tell about grassroots governance, then where it is reflected in the Indian governance, number 1. Number 2, where it is mentioned, what is it, and the third part is, has it been successful or a failure? Has it served the purpose or not? So you have to answer all these 3 questions, and you have to understand the chronology of this question. Now you guys tell me if you guys will have a introduction, body, and conclusion. So when you're trying to give an introduction, you guys must tell about the grassroots governance. You guys can tell about that. Now the body part will have both to what extent and what service, what has it served the purpose. That will be in the body part. And then you can say in the way ahead what further could be done. अगर उसने अपना पर्पस सर्व नहीं किया है, if it is not successful, 100%, then what further could be done? That will come in way ahead. I hope you guys are understanding how to write an answer. Let us have a look at few of the answers. So it's written grassroots governance means from the root we analyze. Now see, if you look at this question, ruler should be loyal to the people. Now I will tell you why this student has written this answer. Whenever the examiner will check this answer, there are two reasons why this student has written this answer. You saw the first question, it was related to Indus Valley civilization. अब क्या होता है, this is a human psychology that once we switch from one question to the other, sometimes we do not forget the first question and we write down the second answer in the same approach as the first question. First question was related to history. This question is related to governance, to polity. Now this question, how come this ruler word come over here? We are not talking about history. Do you think right now the politicians or the administrators are they rulers? No, they are public servants. How can you call them rulers? ये इसलिए हुआ है क्योंकि आप पिछले क्वेश्चन को भूल नहीं पाए हो. Whenever you switch from one question in UPSC to the other, forget the past question. It has got no relevance to the next question. Every question is unique and you have to look at it in a very fresh perspective. This is very important learning for all of you. Second thing is, if you look at this answer, this is more of like an essay. All right, this is more of like an essay. So this, and moreover the structure is wrong. It is not clearly mentioned what is the introduction, and then where it is present in the present constitution, what is the exact conclusion, what better could have been done. So in this answer, this individual may get probably 2 out of 10 marks. I hope this is clear. Let's look at one more answer. Now over here, if you see that grassroots governance has been discussed, it has been told. All right, so first of all, it has been cleared that it is the lowest form of government. All right, and then flowchart has been made, which is good. You should try to make flowcharts. You should try to write answers point wise also. All right, wherever flowcharts is possible. So this is okay. One more thing. See over here. Now shortfalls has been mentioned. All right, until these issues are addressed. So that means the first part of question is being answered. That explain grassroots governance. The third part of question, has it served the purpose? To some extent it is being answered. यहाँ पर conclusion is abrupt, it is not clear. यहाँ पर वो part तो mention ही नहीं है. Where it is mentioned in the constitution? Are you guys understanding this point? Where is it mentioned in the constitution? The Panchayati Raj 73rd Amendment Act, Municipal Corporation 74th Amendment Act, even in the second ARC, Administrative Reforms Commission, it has been mentioned that more and more power should be delegated to the local government. So you have to make use of these statistics. You have to use these facts. Anyways, when we will study political science in detail, or when you guys will study Lakshmikant, you guys will understand those facts. But when something is being told, that whether it is being mentioned in the constitution, आपको संविधान की तरफ से, from the constitution point of view, you have to mention where it is specified. I hope this is clear. But overall, this seems to be an okay answer. So probably 4 to 5. 5 not. 5 in a rare case. It depends upon the examiner. So 4 to 5 marks out of 10 this individual may get. All right. But still this individual is doing good. Still needs to work on the structure and need to address all parts of the question. If you get 6 out of 10, very, very good. बहुत बढ़िया. You don't need to worry anything. 7 out of 10, brilliant. Don't expect more than that. That's it. This is what I can tell you. Now, one by one, let us understand the keywords in a mains answer. Now, you guys will see many words, critically analyze and all those things. First of all, let's understand what is the meaning of the word critical. Critical means you have to tell what are the shortcomings in a particular thing. उसमें कमी क्या है? Drawbacks क्या है? You have to be critical. For example, the media. All right, the mass media, television, newspaper, their role is to be critique or critical of the government. All right, it is the responsibility of the Indian citizens to be critical of the government. आप इस बात से एग्री करते हो कि नहीं? ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है. It is, we are in a democratic country. हमको सरकार से सवाल पूछना है. We have to ask questions to the government in power, not to the opposition. The media have to ask questions to the government. But the trend is changing now. The people have started appreciating the government. Come on, they are not kids that you have to motivate them. It is their responsibility to do work and derive motivation out of it. It is not the responsibility of media to appreciate the government but to find the drawbacks. Now don't tell it is negative. यही काम है डेमोक्रेसी का, यही मतलब होता है कि आप क्रिटिकल रहें सरकार के. राइट नाउ बीजेपी इज इन पावर. tomorrow maybe Indian National Congress may come, Aam Aadmi Party may come, any fourth party will come. Whichever government is in power, you have to be a critique of that party, of that government or that alliance. All right, if you guys will start asking questions to the opposition, come on, it's of no use. All right, जिसके पास power है, जिसके पास law making, decision making ability hai, those who can make pass ordinances and make laws, you have to ask questions to them. All right, they are working for us, you are not working for them. All right, now let us pick these three important words: critically analyze, critically examine, and critically comment. Whenever you will get a question in UPSC mains, it will be written critically analyze or critically examine or critically comment. Now do you have to write the same thing in all these three keywords? No. Critically analyze का मतलब होता है there is something which is not been done yet but can be done in the future. कोई ऐसी चीज जो हुई नहीं है, हो सकती है. अब उस पर एक स्टेटमेंट दिया हुआ, there's a statement being given and you have to write the pros and cons. All right, first you have to write down how that statement is right, because whosoever would have made that statement, जिसने भी वो statement दी होगी, उसके पास कुछ तो logic होगा, कुछ तो rational होगा. उस statement को justify कीजिए. Yeah, that person is saying right, this is correct. After that you have to be critique. You have to write no, but there are some loopholes. This is not right because of so and so reasons. Let me give you an example. That though all the governments talk about women empowerment, yet none of the government has passed women reservation bill. Now is the time to pass the women reservation bill. Critically analyze. Now understand, women reservation bill has not been passed yet by the Lok Sabha. This has not been passed. That means we are talking about future. When we will talk about critically analyze, we are talking about something which will happen. So I have told you that all the governments talk about women empowerment. All right, yet none of the government has passed the women reservation bill. All right, now is the time to pass the women reservation bill. So first of all you have to say yes. Now is that now first of all you have to tell that this is the present condition of women reservation should be passed because of so and so reasons. However, we do not have exact statistics because there are many ladies in the rural areas who do not have Aadhaar card, who do not have voter ID card, who do not have PAN card. So first of all, we must have the right census happening at the grassroots level, wherein हमको पता तो चले कि women है कितनी इस देश में. Secondly, second thing what we must do is, now we must, the reservation alone will not serve the purpose. What if 33% of the seats are reserved in the parliament? Now in the parliament what will happen is, if the minister will lose his seat, he will ask his wife or daughter to contest the elections. What about common ladies? What about common citizens? They will not be benefited. So if the idea is women empowerment, we should try to pass those rules, we should try to pass those bills which should be helpful to the women at the grassroots level. I'm just giving you guys an example. इस तरीके से आपको इस situation को handle करना है. Now let us talk about critically examine. Now we write an exam after studying. All right, same way you will critically examine that statement which has happened or which has lapsed. For example, women reservation bill has not been passed yet, so you have to analyze that critically. If you have to, let me give you an example. The goods and service tax had served the purpose to curb the black money. You all know, right, that the GST was passed. It was being told that it will remove the cascading effect. It will help in curbing the corruption. It will remove the problem of double taxation. All right. So the goods and service tax has helped in curbing the corruption. critical exam में. Now GST has already been passed, it is in implementation state. मतलब GST पास हो चुका है. This happened on 15th of August, if you guys remember. इसके लिए एक joint session भी हुआ था. You guys must be knowing about that. So examine, that means this has already been passed. So first you have to say in what ways GST is being beneficial in curbing the black money, corruption, all those things. Later on you have to say no, what are the drawbacks in GST, what further could be done to correct the GST. All right, GST. All right. So what better could be done to improve the GST? इसमें भी हम कुछ improvements ला सकते हैं. Like for example, right now the liquor is excluded from GST. So whether that should be included in GST or not. All right, what better could be done over here? उस तरीके से आपको इस सवाल को लिखना है. In that way you have to approach this question. In critically comment, they are asking your opinion. So whatever statement is being given, first of all you have to write that okay, according to your views, this statement seems to be fine because of X, Y, and Z reasons. However, then you have to write according to your perspective or whatever research you have done, whatever facts, whatever statistics you have, that still what further could be done. All right, this analyze is for future events, examine is whatever has been happened so far, comment is they are asking your opinion. Let's move further. All right, what is the difference between compare and contrast? दोनों में आपको कोई दो चीजों के बीच में compare और contrast करने के लिए A और B के बीच में बोला जाएगा, between A and B. But in compare you have to write the differentiation of both pros and cons. All right, you have to differentiate and tell दोनों के बीच में what are the similarities, what are the differences. Both things you have to write. In compare, let's say if I say compare between black and white, for example, so you have to say in both ways what is the similarity and then what are the differences. But when I say contrast, you only have to write the differences among both of them. You don't have to write what are the similarities. I hope this point is clear to all of you. All right. Now let us try to understand what we have to write when it is being asked to define, describe, or discuss. In define, whatever keyword is being used, let's say something is being written, define governance, or let's say it was written previously, define grassroots governance. So you have to define that statement. All right, then you can mention the in-depth detail about that point depending upon the word limit. All right, you guys can mention the different perspective to it. Let me give you guys an example. Now I'm just giving you guys a random example. All right, now let's say if I say black money, so you guys have to define black money. All right, after that you guys can mention over there that black money is defined in economical terms in so and so way. All right, then you can mention that black money, all right, to curb the black money, whatever so far has been done, whatever bills have been passed. All right, and way ahead also you guys can mention whatever further could be done to curb the black money. All right, when we say describe, it is generally related to an event. All right, let's say if somebody asks you about what happened during the 1857 rebellion or first war of independence, so you have to describe that event. You have to chronologically tell what has happened. All right, you have to mention the facts, you have to mention the chronology. आपको पूरा explain करना है, describe करना है वो पूरी situation में क्या क्या हुआ होगा. All right, and when we say discuss, as I told earlier, इसमें आपको उस topic के pros and cons दोनों mention करने हैं. And if it is possible, you guys have to suggest what further could be done to improve. I hope this point is clear. For example, डिस्कस के केस में अगर हम मान लीजिए बात करते हैं डीमोनेटाइजेशन की, डिस्कस डीमोनेटाइजेशन and let's say the question is written that has it served the purpose. Again, similar kind of question. So first you guys will mention what you guys will quickly tell that the demonetization, though it was meant to serve the purpose of so and so, however it has partially served the purpose and partially it has not been successful. Now you guys will say कि these are the things what have been done which were good, these are the things which have been failed, ये चीजें नहीं पूरी हो पाई in demonetization, and then you guys can mention what better could have been done or what learning we can take from it. All right, one more important thing, what could be the difference between explain, elaborate, illustrate, demonstrate? In explain also, let's say you whatever is being mentioned to you, you guys have to tell what is it, why is it, how it is it. ऑलराइट, यू गाइस हैव टू टेल, जो भी लिखा हुआ है, वॉट एवर इज बीइंग रिटन, आपको बताना है वो क्या है, वो क्यों हुआ, एक्सप्लेन कीजिए क्यों, कैसे हुआ. यू हैव टू मेंशन all these three aspects. When we say elaborate is nothing, you have to explain that in detail. All right, let's say I will give you guys an example. All right, let me uh, take a science and tech question, that IRNSS, all right, is a substitute to modern GPS. Elaborate. Now, in this, you have to tell what is IRNSS, what is Global Positioning System. This is being launched by India. We have the seven constellation. Global Positioning System is by America, in which we have restricted service, general service for public, civilian service. You guys have to tell what happened, why we came up with IRNSS, because during the Kargil war, the America denied us the restricted service. We wanted some strategic locations. तब इंडिया ने ये डिसाइड किया, इंडिया डिसाइडेड दैट वी विल कम अप विद आवर ओन कॉन्स्टिलेशन. ऑलराइट, so you have to elaborate it. All right, and then you guys can also mention that overall it has served the purpose, whereas these are the few shortcomings which can further be overcome by so and so scientific advancements. You guys can mention that. When I say illustrate, इसमें भी आपको explain करना है, but here you guys have to focus a lot on facts and statistics. All right, here the facts have to be more. Generally, illustrate will come in economy, or let's say in sociology, wherein you guys can mention the recent facts. All right, or something related to census. आपको illustrate वैसे ही सवाल में जनरली मिलेगा जहां पर आप facts, diagrams, flow charts ज्यादा बना सकते हैं. And when it comes demonstrate is similar to illustrate. The only difference is, or the only addition is that you have to demonstrate or give an example also. So you have to explain that. You have to give facts, statistics. Along with that, you have to give some recent examples, what you guys must have read from the current affairs. I hope this point is clear. All right. So now let's understand, give an account for, or what. Whatever something has happened, some situation happened, or something happened in the recent past, give an account for is kind of a report in which you have to mention chronologically what has happened and why it has happened, एंड वेदर दैट सिचुएशन वॉज वारंटेड और नॉट. क्या वो सिचुएशन होनी जरूरी थी कि नहीं, अगर वो हो गई तो उसमें क्या कमी थी, अगर वो नहीं हो पाई, अगर उसको होना था, अगर उस सिचुएशन को सक्सेसफुल होना था तो क्या किया जा सकता था. नाउ फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इट कुड बी आल्सो रिलेटेड टू इबोला वायरस, इट कुड बी रिलेटेड टू कोरोना वायरस, दैट रिसेंट में जो वायरस हो रहे हैं उनके ऊपर एक अकाउंट लिखने के लिए आ सकता है. व्हाट गवर्नमेंट हैज डन सो फार, व्हाट बेटर कुड हैव बीन डन, व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस कुड हैव बीन डन, वेदर WHO gave the alarm at the right time, whether the word came to know about the right time, whether China is really involved in that, what is, all those things could be mentioned amid that. Now this part, to what extent, when I say to what extent, that means whenever a statement is being written, you have to justify that statement, or you have to kind of say give marks. Give marks means how much do you agree to that, to what extent. Let's say it is written that apple is good for health, for an example. Not to what extent do you guys agree. All right, so you guys will mention that yes, apple helps us to stay fit, this, but then if you eat apple, all right, during this time of the day, it might increase your calories. All right, it might not be helpful. So I'm just giving you guys an example. Okay, now the facts what I have told right now might be wrong also. What I'm trying to say is, इसमें आपको लिखना है कि जो भी स्टेटमेंट दी हुई है वो किस हद तक सही है, किस हद तक उसमें जो बातें लिखी हुई है वो सही है. तो जो जो उसमें सही है पहले आप वो बताएं, फिर उसके ड्रॉबैक्स और वे हेड बता सकते हैं. I hope this point is clear. I hope this video was beneficial to you. Please like this video. Please comment and tell me whether you like this video or not. Please share this with your friends. Please subscribe on UPSC Digital Library. We will meet again with new videos. Thank you everybody for watching. God bless you.